Hi, and thank you for attending today's webinar, How to Gain the Edge in Your Research in 2016. My name is Dina Otero, and I'll be today's moderator. Just a couple housekeeping items before we get started. Today's webinar is being recorded and will be sent to all of our attendees via email. Also, Miguel will gladly answer any questions that you have, so please go ahead and submit them in the chat window at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. All the questions will be answered after the presentation. Today's presenter is Miguel Ramos. With more than 15 years experience in mobile technologies, quality assurance, technology strategy, and implementation, Miguel is a subject matter expert for Confirmit's mobile practice, and he helps develop mobile solutions for both voice of the customer and market research. So with that, I'd like to pass it on to Miguel.
Thank you, Dina. And hello, everyone. As Dina introduced, I'm the subject matter expert for mobile and action management solutions at Confirmit. And my plan is that during the next 30 minutes, I'm going to talk about gaining the edge in your research in 2016. Innovation and market research solutions are the core of Confirmit. And I have chosen this theme because successful market research professionals know that innovation currently is at the heart of retaining and winning customers. It has never been more important to maximize response rates by providing respondents with engaging, relevant, and interactive surveys that draw out real insights effectively. But what do I mean by that? Well, I have prepared a webinar with 3 parts. In the first section, I'm going to be talking about the challenges that the market research industry is facing, and this is what I've been hearing when I talk to customers. Then I will be talking about the rise of the omnichannel respondent and how mixed mode research can help to drive an increase in response rates. And then I will finish with an example, an end-to-end example to illustrate the value of using images and location-based questions to capture and deliver powerful insights. So let's start with the challenges. These are the 3 themes that I'm seeing when I'm talking to customers. The first one is respondents are increasingly hard to reach. Second theme, speed and timing of market research projects. They're going faster and faster. And customers, and this is the third theme, are asking and requiring a need for richer insights to be delivered by their market research projects. So let's start with the first one. Respondents are increasingly hard to reach. Respondents are more discerning about how to spend their valuable time, and they need more targeted incentives to become involved in research programs. And recruiting in panels is particularly challenging, and researchers are having to become more creative in attracting the correct demographic. The core task of market research is to help businesses or organizations to make better decisions by supplying them with information about people or potential customers, or advise them on what information was captured. And the sort of information includes what people do, think, and believe. But if respondents are more selective about spending their valuable time, it is much more difficult to capture all that feedback from existing customers or panelists. So I just mentioned that panels and researchers are becoming more creative. And for example, with the use of technology and instant gratification, that's been in use for some time. I'm seeing that some panel companies are delivering instant gratifications that makes it flexible enough to fit into anyone's lifestyle. For example, delivering all the vouchers, or maybe even physical electronic cards that can be used on any store. But I'm hearing that that's not enough. And what I'm hearing is that panel are becoming more creative, and because they're seeing wider opportunities in targeting respondents. But how? Well, targeting them in the ways that suits them, either through mobile, context, the social, the telephone, the face-to-face, and all of this is context. And what I'm hearing is that organizations are looking to capture more contextual information about their panelists so that they can do a further segmentation and deliver it to their customers. So this is the first theme I'm seeing, the growth of context, the importance of context, and further segmentation. So the idea is to look at the respondent from their point of view. Don't look at the respondent answering just one single survey, because the same respondent will respond many surveys, and organizations are now starting to collect all this information that relates to all those many surveys that are completed by the same panelists. And that's really what makes that contextual information. But what do I mean by this? Well, what's the preferred channel? Do they always answer surveys when they are received through an SMS, or do they answer it if it's a web survey, or do they always answer the survey on the mobile? What are the operating systems and type of devices that the respondents and the consumers are using to answer the surveys? Remember that the same respondent will answer many surveys, and then there's always going to be a pattern. This will help to really determine the screen size that is really required for the survey, because if there are certain questions that are not suitable for mobiles or are more suitable for a desktop survey, then you really need to know, when you're using a specific sample, that those panelists are going to be answering those surveys using a specific device. It could be a big desktop, or it could be a small iOS phone. What's the preferred time of the day to respond to a survey? If the respondent is more likely to respond to a survey in the evening, this should be part of the contextual information linked to the respondent. The samples are now starting to provide all this contextual information to the panelists, and MR organizations are keeping this information as part of the context, so that next time they approach the same respondent, they know that they're approaching it on the preferred time of the day to respond the survey. So there are opportunities, and with contextual information it comes the preferred channel to respond the survey, which is the mode. And the segmentation of the respondents really helps to segment what's the sample better for a specific method. Is it a better respondent when they're doing a web, or maybe for a CATI interviewing, or for a mobile survey interview, or even for a CAPI? So in summary, context matters. Organizations are collecting contextual information, and this is where I'm seeing a growth with new opportunities to target respondents, so that they can harness the power of all this contextual data to consistently deliver value to their customers, as projects will be able to collect all those data and deliver the results faster. And this takes me to the second theme, speed and timing of market research projects. In many market research projects, speed is one of the key concerns. Market research organizations are under constant pressure to work and deliver projects faster and faster. Let me give you some stats. 49% of market research company clients say that the speed is very important to them. They also say that the stats show that 77% of the clients, they want an MR company that is flexible and is able to adapt to their needs, because so this means that the project is going to go faster and is going to change faster. So market research companies need to be able to adapt to all those changing project parameters. and 64% of clients, market research clients, want to hire an MR company capable of providing high-quality data analysis. So in summary, the projects need to run faster, they need to be very flexible, and they need to provide a high-quality data analysis. So what am I seeing? How are market research doing this? How are they addressing these needs? Well, what we're seeing at Confirm is that they're choosing a truly integrated and flexible platform to easily allow collaboration through the web, since the teams are distributed across different time zones. So if the projects are running faster, there is a need for richer insights, and the reason why the customers need a richer insights is because the volume and complexity of the data generated across multiple feedback channels, it's now one of the biggest challenges facing MR organizations and internal research departments today. So the end user, which is the market research customer, doesn't really have sufficient time to dedicate to the research project, and therefore is looking for market research organizations to generate all that insight generation and consultative advice. So what are market research organizations doing? Well, they're getting closer to the customers, and they move in really from a supplier-customer relationship to a true partner-partner relationship. This means that, and this is the growth I'm seeing, that MR companies are not providing just pure research. The projects are running faster, they're changing faster, the insights need to be delivered, but for this to happen, market research organizations are getting closer to the customer. They're being part of that customer. There's a quest for insights in a sea of data from all those multiple channels, and the fact that the market research customers are moving to this partner relationship means that they're seeing respondents as consumers. That's the big change that I'm seeing, moving from respondent to a consumer approach. And what I'm going to do now is to move to the second part of the presentation, which is the rise of the omnichannel respondent and mixed mode research. Why have I chosen this? Well, market research organizations, I'm seeing these trends where they're getting closer to the customers, they're seeing respondents as a consumer, and they delivering programs with a detailed view of their consumers, so that those insights deliver solid evidence on the consumers, so that the marketing and investment can happen within the organizations. But what I'm seeing is that since they're closer, they're using a sample which is part of the organization that they're working for, and or new sample for new products. And this allows them to capture all the contextual information for that sample that is fixed and is also growing. So I'm seeing a growth in the multi-channel approach to market research that really seeks to provide the respondent or the consumer with a seamless experience, whether the consumer is responding to the survey online, over the telephone, or at a location where the interviewer is asking the questions. And this can only be achieved with a single platform. So mixed mode research has been around for some time. Let me just go through the three channels that can be used. We've got, I've only selected three, but obviously there are more. The copy interviewing, which is where the interviewer uses a tablet to answer questions, and the survey works completely offline, which means that the tablet does not need to be connected to the internet. And this is normally used to replace paper or to increase the quality or add validation. Then we've got CATI, which is computer-assisted telephone interviewing, where the interview is carried out over the telephone, and web-assisted interviewing, where the survey is either sent via an email or an SMS. Mixed mode research and the omnichannel respondent is normally used with CATI to web, where the respondent is busy doing the interview, so the interview starts with the CATI mode, and the survey can be sent to the respondent or the consumer to their email address or SMS, so it can be completed via a mobile, simply because they're busy and they need to move on to, and they cannot complete the interview. But what I'm also seeing with this mixed mode research is that organizations are now starting to use it for CAPI to CATI. The interview can be started as a CAPI interview, and it can be continued with the respondent as a web interview or a CATI interview. The interviewer, let's say, is starting on using a CAPI. For example, is using a tablet at an event, or it could be interviewing a doctor, and the doctor cannot finish the interview because he or she needs to attend to the next meeting that they have. So what I'm seeing with this mixed mode research is that it's allowing organizations, market research organizations, to value the time of the respondent, in this case the doctor, so that the doctor can complete the interview either on their own time through the web, or maybe arrange a telephone interview at a time that is suitable for them. So it's just a case of capturing the telephone number or the email, or the data is already preloaded and it's just a case of continuing when at a time that is suitable for the respondent. This is why I'm seeing this growth on the omni-channel respondent. This means that the interview can be start on any mode. You can start on CAPI and it could move to web, or it could start on web and it could move to CATI, or CATI to CAPI. So the options are they're there, and I'm seeing them being used very, very successfully. Why are they using it? Well, they're using it because of a single platform, and this is the key and the reason why it works. A single platform is allowing organizations to have a single response. This is why we're talking about the omnichannel respondent. The respondent can start at any time. It can continue the survey. It doesn't have to go back to the survey where it left it. And the data is really not moving from one channel to another. So there is a greater security of the data. The reason why it's used is because it's faster in the data processing, and also there's no data cleaning. It can be, or if this data cleaning is required, there's only one answer that doesn't need to be merged. And from a reporting point of view, it's also much faster because all the online dashboards are actually accessing the same platform. So, in summary, with the omni-channel approach that I'm seeing that it started with CATI to web, I'm seeing that the organizations are looking at the respondents from their point of view, valuing their time and allowing them and asking them what's the preferred channel, taking all that information and the information that's captured with the survey to build all that contextual information and keep it as a way to access the respondent next time on their preferred channel for future surveys. That really increases credibility, trust in the respondent, and faster delivery of the project, since it can only work with a truly single integrated platform. So let me move to the third part of the presentation, and in here, what I want to talk about is the value of using images and location-based questions. Why have I chosen this? Well, I specialize in mobile, and I normally get asked, what's the value of images, and what's the value? Where can I use images? Where can I use location information? Why should I use it as part of my survey? Well, location information has the potential to contextualize the insights. Or respondents are using mobile devices, so there's growth of the contextual capturing of the contextual information, and the respondents are using mobile devices more and more. And with images, you can use them. They can be captured nowadays either on the web, on the apps, on the desktop survey. And it's a really fast way to speed up the collection process, complement and help to understand all the open text that are captured, and together with location, it's a way to pinpoint where all those, place them on a map, where all those respondents or consumer are answering the surveys. And with the images, the camera, this is where I always say, really becomes the observer. You've got no filters, and images are also contextual information because it provides you, they're providing you with the location of where are they responding to this specific survey. But to give you an end-to-end example, I have selected a mystery shopping example, okay? And my objective is to show you that images have got value from a contextual point of view, contextual information point of view, but at the same time, a great way to validate and verificate that the respondent is at a specific location. So this is why I have selected a mystery shopping example, and we've got some customers currently doing this. So for this, the scenario is a copy. Imagine the Confirm a copy app, either running on a tablet or running on a mobile, and the mystery shopper has got some tasks to go to specific locations. With Confirm It, you can capture images and locations, but there are two types of location information, and this is what can be used for verification and validation. The first location information is location number 1, which is the location information contained within the image. This is what's called image metadata. All the mobile devices and tablets nowadays, they capture this information as a default, and all the images are capturing that GPS information. And this is why when, I don't know, if you've got all your album of photographs, there are some tools nowadays that places all your photographs on a map. That's because of the image metadata. So that information can be captured by the mystery shopper when it goes to a specific store. And when the mystery shopper is at the store and is doing the survey, the location of the survey can be captured through the survey at a specific point in the survey. So why is there an increase in quality? Simply because you can compare both pieces of information and you can verify that the images correspond to the specific location. So the mystery shoppers cannot have the temptation to end up reusing images from other stores. So I've seen customers using this approach on dashboards that are measuring the mystery shoppers, and it's measuring on the differences in all the two locations. The same approach can be used with diary studies to verify that the images are not reused during the duration of the diary study, because obviously if it's a diary study that takes a week to complete, you really want to capture new insights. So I've been talking about online dashboards, and my objective is to show you the value of images and locations, and also show it on an example, which is the mystery shopping, and how, yes, they add contextual information, but they also are invaluable for verification and validation. But from an end-to-end point of view, location and images can also be integrated with online reports. The insights combined with the data survey, the data coming from the survey provide an invaluable information, which is its richer insights. You can actually see where all the different stores can be placed on a map, and using filters on the online dashboard, your customers can actually analyze all the insights in real time. So I'm also seeing this type of dashboards to be used in a specific way, where, for example, in the case of mystery shopping, you need to deliver a report per store. Well, it's just a simple case of having the filtering per store and having an automated task that is creating all the the automated report per store. So this is really allowing to deliver an overall dashboard where executives can analyze the information and analyze the insights and take some strategic actions. And from an operational point of view, the PDFs are created and delivered to each of the store manager automatically so that they can take actions. So, in summary, in this presentation, my objective was to talk about the challenges that I'm seeing when I'm talking to market research organizations. The three challenges are the respondents are increasingly hard to reach, and contextual information and further segmentation is what I'm seeing the organizations are doing. The second challenge is the speed and timing of market research projects. They're moving faster and faster. So what I'm seeing is that organizations are looking for a single platform that allows you to streamline the processes and allows them to collect the data much faster, and they don't need to move data from one team to another, or one system to another. And customers are asking for richer and richer insights. And for that, what I'm seeing is that market research organizations are getting closer to the customers. They're moving moving to a partner-to-partner relationship, and this is really allowing them to see the respondents as consumers, and therefore being part of the partner-partner relationship, they're seeing they're starting to capture all the contextual information that is providing all those richer insights. Since organizations are moving towards this partner-to-partner relationships, I'm seeing also a growth of the use of the single platform, and therefore a mixed mode research is growing, where the market research and customers are seeing the consumers are respondent as an omnichannel respondent. This means that the value of the consumer and the value of the respondent can be the value of capturing the context together with all that contextual information is invaluable. And then what I have tried to do is to show you an end-to-end example of value of images and location information to deliver all the powerful insights. And for this, what I've done is gone through capturing images for a mystery shopping, and it's not only about capturing the imaging, it's about using all the contextual information that comes as part of the location that comes from two parts, and that location, it's really invaluable for the operation of the project. So with this, I think I've done my half an hour, and I will pass it on to Dina so that we can answer some of the questions that are coming.
Thank you, Miguel. As a reminder to everyone on the call that if you do have a question, to please go ahead and type it into the chat window on the left side of your screen. Okay, and with that, Miguel, we can probably jump right into the Q&A. The first question is, can you capture images and location for a web survey, or do you need to use an app?
That's a very good question. You can capture images and location for web surveys, and on desktop surveys, and on apps. So the answer is you can do it on any mode, because the current browsers allow to capture images. If you've got images on your desktop, you can use the image. You can upload the image on the desktop. Or if you, more and more computers are using a portable computer, so that means that they all have cameras. So yes, you could do it on the web, you could do it on a mobile through the web, or you could do it through the app.
Okay. This person is interested in omnichannel and the concept of using a single platform, but can you talk more about omnichannel and its relationship with ROI?
Good question. The return on investment (ROI) is key to market research programs, and the ability to capture insights quickly using a single platform, it's invaluable. And the fact that you're moving data between platforms really has an impact in the reduction in cost. So what I would say, if you're interested in ROI, at Confirm we have an ROI calculator to help you calculate your ROI using, in this case, a Confirm single platform. So I would really recommend you to contact us, and we can help you with your ROI calculations and really show you the value of using the single platform. So yes, there's an ROI because you're not moving data, and there is a single platform, but we can definitely help you there.
Okay. And what contextual information would you recommend for people to start capturing?
Well, I would say as much information as you can, but there's probably information that you're already capturing. The important thing is to start using it. For example, the response time. All surveys contain the response time and date of the respondent. So you can start, if you need to start with something, I would start with segmenting the respondents in group and taking into account the dates and the time of day when they're responding. And then I always recommend to move to capture the device type, so you can also segment your respondent on either desktop or mobile. What's the resolution of the screen that they're using? That's very invaluable. And the survey method that you use. Capture, log all that information. Look at it from a respondent point of view. So if the same respondent has received, 20 messages, for example, 20 invitations, and he's completed 15 of them through the mobile, then this respondent prefers a mobile channel, so it's more suitable for mobile surveys rather than desktop surveys, for example.
Okay, great. When you talk about mixed mode research and mobile answering, do you mean that a respondent opens a link in a smartphone and answers it through a web link, or is there another application that they're going to answer that question?
Well, what I mean is the respondent, for example, receives a link in a smartphone and answers via the smartphone, or normally the web is an end channel, so it would be the respondent is on a specific location, and then there is a CATI interviewer. So it's an interviewer asking questions to the respondent. So then the respondent, for some reason, cannot continue the interview, and then what happens is that the platform is it's allowing to send the same interview to the respondent via an email. So normally it's very popular with CATI, so it's a phone interview that starts on the telephone and then it moves to the web. But it's also popular the other way around, where you have valuable respondents, for example, CEOs. You could send them an email with a link, and then when you are looking at the response rate, you want to send them a reminder. Well, you could send them a reminder via email, or you could do a reminder and allowing them to do the survey, or if they've done half of it, through the telephone. So that would be the example to go from web, where you receive a link, the respondent has only completed half of the survey, and then what you can do, you can send it to the CATI, and they can continue the rest of the interview over the telephone.
Great, thanks, Miguel. And I believe this is going to be our last question for the day. There is chatter about data channels that are constantly gathering information. Do you believe this concept of always-on data channel or big data do you think people are ready to capture that much data?
When you're talking about always-on data channels, are they ready for much data? I'm trying to understand. I don't know if this is if they mean the passive data, so it's always on data channels. That's probably asking that. I believe that it is important to in the HR space. In the HR space, I believe it's important to try to define the objectives of what you're looking to achieve, and then look at the data to help you answer some of the questions that are linked to those objectives. Because at the end of the day, the objectives need to be set by the organizations with regard to HR, and they need to be aligned, and that's probably the approach that I would suggest. So that would be my answer. I would probably need to know if they mean passive data or they mean any other type of data. What I would suggest, if you could send me an email, we can continue it further via email.
Okay, thanks, Miguel. And Miguel's email is up on the screen right now, so if you do have any further questions, you can contact him directly. And then lastly, just before we close out for the day, I would like to let everyone know that we do have another webinar tomorrow afternoon, Eastern Time, and we are partnering with Greenbook, and the webinar is about the findings from the Q3 and Q4 Greenbook Research Industry Trends Report. In this webinar, some of the things that will be discussed is the topics that were covered in the upcoming GRIT report, some of the key updates on multiple market research hot topics, and the new additions to the report and how they're going to affect the market research industry. Wally Omiali from Confirm It will be speaking, in addition to Matt Warta, the CEO of GutCheck. If you are interested in registering, there is a bit.ly link on the screen. And I also just chatted it into the chat window, and we'll keep this open for a few minutes if you'd like to click out to that registration page. So with that, I'd like to thank Miguel for today's webinar and being our presenter, and thank you to all of our attendees today. And as a reminder, the recording will be sent out to all of our attendees via email. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and thank you.